Oh, snaps. Can you guys smell that? Do you smell that? Do you smell what the muggy is cooking? Homemade enchiladas. Not just regular enchiladas. That's some carne asada enchiladas, people. Steak in that baby. Homemade rice, homemade beans. What's up, Nitro Nation? Muggy Maniac is in the new Nitro pad. Well, it's not the whole Nitro pad. It's my new pad. And we're going to go into the cave. Welcome all Muggy Maniacs, Truggy Maniacs, Buggy Maniacs. Yeah, Monster Truck Maniacs. You know, I mean, if you like the pull starts and the roto starts and the headaches of a monster truck, you know, to each his own. Or if it's all you can afford, then hey, you know, make the best of it, you know. They're like, what are you saying, Muggy? You're not going to call somebody, you know, whatever because they don't have a race kit? No. Remember what I said on my last video, and I'm sticking to my guns. No more drama. Drama free. By the way, the reason I use... Oh, here. Let's do a commercial for Don Francisco, even though they're not paying me. This is the bomb coffee. Okay? Hawaiian hazelnut. Now, I love coffee. I don't drink the espresso and all. I mean, I like it, but, I mean, just coffee. Gotta have my coffee. If I don't have 2 cups of coffee in the morning, I'm grumpy. I'm a grumpy bear. Medium roast is okay. The dark roast is the most caffeine. Trust me. The reason I use cinnamon is because I'm diabetic. I don't know if I ever told anybody, but anyway, I'm diabetic. I don't take insulin or anything, but cinnamon, my sugars run really high. And it sucks because I like sweets. I like donuts. I like cakes. I like all that stuff. Sugar is a glucose reducer, which means did I say sugar? Cinnamon. Cinnamon is a glucose reducer. Cinnamon reduces the glucose level. So, it's good for me. Check this coffee out. Oh, bomb! Well, let's make this a quick video. Maybe run it 30 minutes. Just want to get into what I told you guys. We're going to go over some key things. We're going to start in the... I want to cover maintenance. Not all in this video. What I will be covering in the next week or so. Maintaining, upkeeping. Okay. Troubleshooting and tuning. Tuning your nitro engine. And then tuning, there's a lot to tuning. It's not just your needles. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to be up late. I'm going to try to do a running video this weekend sometime, so I got to do a lot of prepping the next 24 hours. Anyway, pretty cool because the roommate is actually my roomie, which is her. That's Audra. She's my new roommate. I think she went to her parents'. But anyway, so it's kind of cool. I got the whole, she took the dogs, got the whole pad to myself right now. Like I said, it's nothing major. I like this place because the kitchen. Look at the kitchen. That's my main concern. Muggy loves to cook. I throw down Gordon Ramsay style. Well, I wish. But anyway, I throw down in the kitchen, and that's what really, really got me about this place. Was that the kitchen had to be nice size. And they re-renovated the whole place, wood floors, the whole 9 yards. But anyway, let's go into the Nitro Cave, and let's talk shop. Alright, so again, welcome Muggy Maniacs, Buggy Maniacs, Truggy Maniacs, Monster Truck Maniacs, 5th Scale Insaniacs. Because you know those 5th Scale guys? Those guys are off the hook, crazy 40, 50 cc's, RC Max, you know, Bartolone pipes. What are the ones that Eastside RC is rocking? The AMRs or TMRs or whatever they're called. Seems like him and what's his face are having you know, pipe battle. Battle of the pipes. But anyway, yeah, so we're also going to touch on pipes. Speaking of pipes, okay, now I learned mostly about pipes, I learned a lot believe it or not, I learned a lot from the nerd. Nerd really got technical. The guy that I learned the most from, the nerd, that guy, he's really technical, knows his stuff. He just, he's just, I know why, but he's just not what he used to be. And my prayers and thoughts and go out to him, even though we've had our beefs in the past. And, I didn't really take any of that serious, and I know he really didn't either. He just, I think the reason he went after me, if you guys go watch the video that it all started, is because he knew that I wouldn't, because I talked so much trash, he knew that I wouldn't back down. He usually would go after the other guys, that whatever. When he seen me talking trash and, Muggy talking smack, he's like, okay, this guy's a trash talker, let me get a piece of that. And he came and flexed his muscles, and we went through that whole thing. But, my videos are no longer going to entertain drama like that. My videos are to help, teach, and hopefully cross people from E-word into nitro. Because nitro isn't dying. Nitro is dead. Okay, and a lot of you, whether you believe it or not, it is. Face it. Okay? Nitro is dead. Yes, it's alive with a handful of us. It's always going to be alive with me in my heart, okay, because I have a passion for 8-scale nitro. That's why I've been doing it as long, and I haven't crossed into 5th scale, but I'm about ready to make that cross with the help of a couple of my really close brothers. One of them, you guys know I've mentioned him in the past, mostly, and I'm sure Jeff, which is Eastside RC. I'm going to look into the TMR. I think it's a TMR or whatever pipes. Those, because I know they're more affordable than Bartlems are just expensive, and I'm not going to. 5th scale is a whole other animal. I just want to focus on and grabbing my 5th scale platform, and I'll do an unboxing, in the next couple months, and then I'm not going to really get into it, just so I can have it. You know what I mean? And I have too much to do in nitro. There's a lot a lot of gaps and holes in nitro, and a lot of it I take the full responsibility because I've been messing around, entertaining, people that want to, get sideways. But anyway, we're not going to talk about any of that. We're going to keep this drama free, like I told you guys. Okay, my daughter wasn't the only one that influenced me to do that last video and to say what I said. A lot of it was other guys too that I respect in this hobby and in this industry. That strongly advised me. Listen, bro, just go back to the basics. Go back to what you know, okay? Which is what I learned, okay? Things that I learned from. Like I said, tuning I learned mostly from JT12. I learned from Croddick. I also learned, from Cody King and his dad. Forgot his dad's name. Call him the Kings. Team Kyosho. I believe he's still with Kyosho. Orion Engines he runs. And he runs the best fuel money can buy. Which is, hello, Byron's. So anyway, we're going to get into some clutches. We're going to cover the first part of these videos that I'm going to be doing in the next week or so will be maintaining and upkeeping. I think it's important. Upkeeping and maintaining and upkeeping are a lot of just cleaning, man. A lot of people are just really, really lazy about cleaning. And I understand to a certain point, but if you want to get the most, we'll just say, performance out of your RC, you have to clean your whips, man. I'm telling you. This thing right now, if you look at it, I'm going to show you. This is the Techno NT48.3. If you look at it, it looks clean, right? It's not. You guys are like, what are you talking about, Muggy? That thing is clean. No, it's not. This thing is dirty right now. It's not filthy, but it's dirty. I have to pull everything off because there's dirt and deposit and grease and stuff underneath here. Now I'm currently going to do a rebuild on this. Couple things I told you guys before. I'm getting a badass upgraded chassis for the NT48.3. I'm also going to replace these because the uprights, I call them shock towers, are really, they're not bent, they're just really scuffed up. And you know the Muggy, I'm OCD about cosmetics, like, to the max. See how they're just beat. I'm going to replace them. I have got brand new gearboxes coming for the front and the rear. What else? Oh, I'm going to put brand new, these shocks, there's nothing wrong with them. These shocks are awesome. As much as they're pretty used, they don't have a problem. I never have a problem with these. I rarely have to change my oil, man. The shock fluid in here. They're sealed really good. I'll even open them up sometimes and check. Clear. And a lot of it is just the way they're sealed. And these booties do help. But anyway, I'm going to build me a brand new set. And what I might do is take these ones, and I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure. I might take these ones if I can. I don't know if they'll fit. And I might put them on the Mugen. So the Mugen will have some badass techno shocks. Instead of me spending, 50, 60 bucks on some mint condition used MBX7, which I want to put the 7s, like the ones that are on the 7s. And those are the same that are on the 8. They didn't really change these on the 8. These are badass. Mugen shocks are one of the best shocks. In my opinion, Mugen, Techno, and Kyosho have the best shocks made. Okay, I've never had Kyoshos, but that's just what I hear from guys that I know that run them. So anyway, we're going to touch on pipes. Okay, cleaning your pipes, man. If you're going to spend $100 on a pipe, you might want to take care of it. I recommend this. Okay, Blue Magic is the bomb. But I will tell you one thing. The Blue Magic, because originally I remember I mentioned to you guys another good metal polisher is, Brasso. But Brasso doesn't get that shine like the Blue Magic does. I can't even find it. It's in there somewhere. What the heck happened to my Brasso? Oh, here it is. Dang. The Brasso is good for getting those spots. So if you want to get, where are they? Let me show you. These, I call freckles. I don't know, can you see some of them? No, that's not a good example. That one isn't like these here. See how they get those brown, I call them chrome freckles. See those? You can rub and rub and rub the Blue Magic. It'll get it shiny, but this doesn't. It have a hard time removing those. But the Brasso, if you take the Brasso and if you get those chrome speckles, use Brasso to take out the freckles, the chrome freckles, I call them, the brown spots. Then polish it with the Blue Magic. That's what I do. Whatever you do with it, whatever, you know what I mean. This is just what works for me. This isn't like, the absolute. Nothing, remember this. This is my disclaimer. Nothing I ever show you, teach you, or explain to you guys is an absolute. Which means that do your homework. Go do other research. Get a second, a third, a fourth opinion. So anyway, we're going to touch on tanks. And a lot of the tanks and the clutch play into tuning. Like I said, we're not going to cover the tuning till later, because that's probably a few parts. There's a lot to tuning. Most people, when you think of tuning, you think of what? High end, low end, right? You think of your low end needle. You think of your high end needle. And then you think of your idle, right? Well, there's a lot more to it than that. This thing here is vital to your tune. If this thing isn't dialed, your clutch, whether it's your shoes, whether it's your bearings, whether it's your flywheel, whether it's the springs, there's, obviously all those components on here, then your stuff won't run right. Definitely won't idle right. Also, remember, your plugs is vital to your tune. Like I mentioned before, I don't want to get too much into the tuning. I just want to touch on the clutches, maintaining and upkeeping on clutches, pipes, and tanks. Now let me give a couple shout outs before we get into all this real quick, because I don't want to make this video too long, because that food that you guys have seen, I gotta like handle it because I'm hungry right now. But anyway, we're gonna try to run this weekend. I don't know if it's tomorrow or Sunday, because it's Friday late night, and I'm gonna be up pretty late, so I'll probably shout out tomorrow. As far as depends how much sleep I get, because I'm going to do a lot of wrenching. I'm just so busy working, putting in 10, 12-hour days that I don't have a lot of time. But we're not going to do anything with the Techno until I get my upgrades for it, and then I'll do a whole, maybe I'll do some videos on these killer upgrades. Trust me, when you see this Techno chassis, it is bad to the bone. Okay, it's bad-asser, put it that way. Okay, I will tell you that it's a millimeter thicker. There's some angles and cuts that they made into it and machined into it that make it way better than the stock chassis. Not just the looks, but for the performance part of it. But anyway, I got another body coming for that. This one that I have here, this Techno body, is going to be my beater. I'm thinking of doing a Dallas Cowboy body, or I might be doing a Gear of War, because I like Gear of War, and this will be because a friend of mine asked me a long time ago, and I haven't heard from him. I know he's still out there. Connor Whipcree, he kind of fell off, but I know he's doing his thing. But I don't even know if he does videos anymore. He never was the video guy anyway. But anyway, he always mentioned that you should do a Gear of War. He's a huge Gear of War fan. So maybe by me doing a Gears of War body, we'll bring him out of the woodworks. I'm gonna bait him. I'm just kidding. But anyway, shout out to Connor, wherever you are. He's still my Nitro brother for life. One of my first newbies that I helped many years ago. Not many years ago, but a while ago. So shout out to, I think sometimes we give out shout outs too loosely, just to give a shout out, you know what I mean? These shout outs that I'm going to shout out right now are shout outs to people that I see putting in the work. I see it. Now, doesn't mean because I don't see it that you're not doing it, but that's all we can go by, right, on YouTube, is by what we see, what we hear. And unfortunately, a lot of times it's false. Not the seeing part, but a lot of the hearing. A lot of people have selective hearing. A lot of people have a filter where they filter in and out what they want to hear. And that's one of the biggest, I don't want to get too much, the Muggy can rant and rave, and I'm very random. I go from one subject to another. I want to kind of stay on track. I had an itinerary. Took me all day of thinking how I was gonna start this series of videos that I'm going to do, but I'm just going to, like I said, no more drama, no more he said, she said. I don't care. People talk all the smack they want about me. People can say whatever, and I could care less, because I don't even subscribe to those people. I even have people that call me, hey, did you see this video of so-and-so? I'm like, bro, save it. I don't care, really. Just don't tell me. I mean, you know what I mean? And because I'm going to want to go look and see what they, and, I'm human. Does that stuff affect me? Well, it kind of irritates me, yeah. If I was to say it didn't, I would be lying to you. So, and I'll always keep my channel 100% real, okay? And like I said, if you're not looking to get into Nitro, or you're not into 8-scale Nitro, and you're looking for entertainment from me, I'm not the class clown guy like some people say, or people like laughing at. I'm not that guy. Maybe because of all the stuff that I was playing into, it might have seemed that way. And, hey, I take personal responsibility. And that's why I'm not going to do my videos like that. These videos are going to be teaching. Maybe some preaching. The only smack talking I'll be talking about is companies. And whips. Okay? Not even more whips, companies. Like Horizon. I do not like Horizon. Matter of fact, hate is a strong word, but I despise them. We'll use that for lack of better words. So, because they own Dynamite, they own TLR, they own Hobbyco, and they own Armor Creighton. Which is, by the way, it's not Armor Creighton. It's Horizon. Horizon is killing Nitro slowly. Them and Traxxas. Horizon and Traxxas are slowly killing 8-scale Nitro. And if you guys don't think so, you're naive. And like I said in the past, ignorance is bliss. Okay? Go do your homework. Like I told you before. Don't just watch one of my videos and assume anything. Remember what that means when you spell assume out? Don't assume anything because you make an ass out of you or me. You guys have ever seen, you know, that acronym laid out like that? But anyway, so as long as Horizon owns Losi and TLR, Armor Creighton, I'm not so worried about them. But as long as they own anything that pertains to Nitro, it will never be what you might think it might be. Talk of coming out with an 8X Truggy remains to be seen. Proof is in the pudding. I hope they do, for the sake of the people that are diehard Losi guys. I'm not. But for those people, hey, all respect due. But like I said, I really don't care for Losi, like I said in the past, because they dissed the man, the myth, the legend, the only king, okay, in Nitro is one guy. That king is Adam Drake. They call him the ambassador of RC, and he is a brat brother Nitro gearhead guy. The reason he runs E-Word is because it's part of the contract. But anyway, when they kicked Adam Drake in the balls, Horizon and Losi, it wasn't just Horizon, TLR told Adam Drake, basically, you're out of here. That's when I lost respect for Losi. And that's when I think Losi went, and they did. Like I said, go do your homework. Dakota Fan, their biggest paid factory driver, is like 20th in the world right now. And he can't get a podium to save his life. But Losi is doing great in E-Work, and Horizon sees it. That's why Horizon's not going to dump. If they would dump tons of money into development of their Nitro line, they would do well. But they're not. Why do you think they discontinued the 4.0 buggy, the 4.0 Truggy, the DBXL? You know, why do you think they discontinued all that? Or not the DBXL, was it the MTXL? Yeah, the DBXL, I don't know if the DBXL might still be around. And they brought back the 5B, you know, thanks to a lot of people ranting and raving about it, because people race the 5B, and it's a race platform, fits scale. So, but other than that, you know, Horizon, as long as they own these companies, you know, those companies have no say-so. Like I said in the past, Horizon is not a hobby company, so they don't give a crap. They're a distribution company. They just buy companies, take control of them, and distribute their products and discontinue what they don't think sells. That's just the way it works. I've been in business for many years. So anyway, pipes, keep your pipe clean. Like I said, you're going to spend $100 on a pipe, you might want to take care of it and keep it clean. Brasso will take the speckles off of it. Also, clean the inside, not just the outside. If you don't clean the inside, what I do is I spray like a carburetor cleaner inside of it, swish it around, and then air it out, blow it out, and then put rubbing alcohol in there, because I don't want that carburetor cleaner setting in there. And that's how I clean it. We'll get into the whole pipe. I'll do maybe a couple of videos and what I've learned about what pipes works well for certain engines. Like I said, we are going to run this weekend, hopefully, God willing. We're going to run the RCR. Look at that. Bam! Going to kick it up a notch. Okay. RCR modded 28.8 Rex Legend with the 2148 Triton pipe. That pipe is a bad mammer jammer. The reason I recommend it is because it just doesn't work well on modded engines. It works well on stock. And it just doesn't work well on big blocks. It works good on .21s too. So I recommend it. It's $100, as much as you're going to pay, actually a little bit less than a Nova pipe with a header. And try it. Don't take my word. Buy a Triton pipe, RCR Renew, from RCR Renew. Talk to Lance. He developed that pipe and did testing on that pipe for 2 years and tested against the Novarosi pipes and the Works and you know, Picos and all those pipes, okay? And on his dyno, dynos don't lie, that pipe produced more power than the Novarosi 28.8, I mean the Novarosi 9886 with the 41032 header on the dyno. So don't take my word, the dyno don't lie. Okay, so pipes, maintain your pipes, clean them out periodically. Don't let, I've seen some people, man, if you gotta cook your pipes and boil them, shame on you, man. If it's a cheap pipe, then still take care of it. Make the best of what you have, okay, whether it's a cheap pipe or not. And if you're gonna spend, like I said, good money, then, you know, take care of it, maintain it, upkeep it. If you want the pipes to perform, because if you don't clean the insides of them out, and you let them build up, it does affect the performance of your pipe. I learned that from people that have been doing this longer than me. Okay, now somebody asked me about the 28.8 is very popular. If you're going to run a bone stock 28.8 Rex Legend Novarosi, I recommend this pipe. Try, do your own experiments, don't just take my word, but I've ran this numerous times on a bone stock 28.8 Rex Legend, and this pipe works really well. It's mostly a mid pipe and some top, but that Novarosi has grunt, torque, and it's a torquey engine, so it doesn't need a lot of help on bottom. Okay, stock anyway. But if you're running something else that works better, or if you ran that and you didn't like it, then hey, I'm just telling you what I ran. I ran all different pipes on stock 28.8s. So when you're upkeeping your clutch shoes, one thing that you want to check, okay, I always, after every time I run, I take them off and I check my bearings. I check my shoes. If you see your shoes getting like this, can you guys see that? See those little corners? See, focus. Focus. Come on. See those little corners? How they flatten like that? Take an X-Acto knife. That's what I do. I learned this from Ryan Lutz. Go watch Lutz's videos, man. He has a lot of good maintenance videos. Okay, you take an X-Acto, and where you see those corners at like that, you just slowly, real lightly shave them off. Because you don't want those pieces falling off. And when those, see how, can you see that little edge? Cut that edge off, which is what I'm going to do to these. And they're good. They're good to go. And what I'll do is I'll take like a Brillo or a Scotch-Brite and get all that deposit, or, you know, from the clutch bell, and maintain. That's part of maintaining your clutch springs. Now when you check your clutch, when you set your clutch springs in and you clip your clutch shoes, I always check, and sometimes they just wear out. If you can move your shoes around while it's on the clutch, your shoes, you're going to have to change your springs, because if you leave them loose like that, it will affect the way your engine idles, and it will affect your tune. This is very idle. I mean, idle. Bleh. This is very crucial to your tuning, man. A lot of people forget this. The clutch is so important to your idle and your tune. People have called it, I've heard people, professional racers, call this the silent power, because it's silent power. We all think you know your all the other things and the tuning of your needles and all that. Don't forget this. So that's one tip that I have of maintaining and upkeeping. Check your shoes every time you run it, and check your bearings. I usually change my bearings just, you know, on GP every, like, I'd say every 4 runs, maybe 3 runs, okay? And your tanks, check your tanks, okay? Hold one of your ends of your line, plug it up with a finger or whatever, and blow in it, and it shouldn't leak anywhere. Because if you have air leaks, it will also affect your tune, okay? Your engine will run lean. Remember, check the caps. I've never, well, maybe not, I won't say never, rarely I've ever changed my tanks, okay, because they're not leaking. Why would I change them if they're not leaking? Okay? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, do I recommend every so often, you know, change your tank? Sure, if you can afford it. If not, just take good care of it. Obviously, if it leaks, then sure, change it. Check the caps, because sometimes these cap springs, they loosen up. Every time when I'm running my stuff and I open it up to fuel it, I don't just rely on the spring to spring load it down. Sometimes I push down on it because sometimes it won't seal all the way. You know, don't rely on just the spring tension, letting it go, because watch. Sometimes when you do that, it doesn't go down all the way and you can push it a little tighter. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Okay? Sometimes I recommend putting zip ties on all where it comes out of the tank from the breather part, from the pipe into the tank and out of the tank. I should put one down in here too, because like I said, your tank, if it's not airtight, man, your shit will run lean, it won't tune right. And like I told you guys before, when you go to shut your engine off, when you plug this hole, if it doesn't cut off like right away and it keeps running, chances are you got a leak in here and your fuel line's somewhere in there. So when you go to put your little stopper deal over here, like I have here. By the way, again, this is a batter Acer tuning driver. I love this thing, man. It's my I like my where's the other one I have? The this one here too. This Integy is pretty badass too. But it doesn't have as sharp as a tip. It only works on certain engines. This is perfect for everything. Techno. I think they're like 20 bucks. I got mine on I won a bid, brand new. If you need the part number, do I have it? There it is. There you go. Pause. I'm not going to read it to you. So anyway, when you go to stop your engine and you put your stopper in the end here, it should quit right away. If it doesn't, check your tank. You got a leak somewhere. So anyway, I also, like I said, the coffee thing that I was talking about, I use it on here, see? And it doesn't come off because it's mold. It just takes better form. See, I've used it on the can, like the Rockstar can, and this one hasn't came off yet, but I just like that tin foil or whatever from the coffee cans. Works better if you drink coffee. If not, you can just buy the aluminum tape. It's more money, but you know, if you want to be thrifty, there you go.